I, Megatron, have triumphed. Yes. What? Victory will have to wait. Blast it! Maximize! My turn! No! Care for another round? Disappointing, isn't it? Situation prime! Cheetor!
Hello Maximals and Predacons, Pebblebooch here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Telemocha Beast Wars Beast Convoy Optimus Primal. I believe this figure came somewhere in the early 2000s. Now, compared to the Beast Wars toy line, Optimus Primal is usually a big gorilla. Very big, in fact, he's the same size as Megatron, a giant T-Rex. In this case, Optimus Primal is a lot shorter, and there are a couple of reasons why I really like the fact that he is a lot shorter. First thing to say is I like this figure. I think he's one of the best figures for Optimus Primal, especially in scale with the regular original Beast Wars Megatron, the Ultra Class one. Because in my opinion, when collecting Beast Wars figures, I didn't want an Optimus Primal the same height as Megatron. It didn't fit with me, and also in the show it's not like that either. However, I do appreciate this release. So as you can see, we have a gorilla, Optimus Prime in Beast Wars turned into a gorilla. And we're going to look at the details from this angle. So you can see that there are eyes. There are two other versions of this guy, maybe more, but the two I know is one has the blue eyes, one has the red eyes. The benefit of that, the other ones is the metal parts are more like white, and I kind of like the white version. This one is more silver style. But other than that, I like this one because the gorilla here actually has eyeballs. But before we come to that, let's just take a look at this figure. As you can see in this position, he's in his 4 hands position, or 2 hands, 2 legs position. Here is Optimus Primal. Optimus Primal turns into a gorilla in Beast Wars, and I think it was a perfect choice. I think because a gorilla is usually has the attributes of leadership, especially a silverback. But I don't see much silver here. But whatever. I'm convinced it's a gorilla. So this is what Optimus Primal looks like. And I'm going to start a sizing comparison before I do some movement. So this is what Optimus Primal looks like next to Cheetor. Of course, in this case, yeah, the cheetah is not supposed to be as big as the gorilla. Cheetahs are a lot smaller, actually. Well, a tad bit smaller, like I'd say like 80% of this height. But yeah, I think it's still better. At least it's better than a big giant gorilla with a small cat. I prefer that. And then another size in comparison, I will also have Megatron from our previous review. Now here is what I like. Yes. Yes. A dinosaur bigger than a gorilla. Now that makes sense. I'm not trying to bring the ultra class gorilla just as tall as a dinosaur. That's what I didn't want to see in my collection. But hey, if you like that, if you're okay with it, then hey, you should go for it. But I like this. I think this makes more sense. And now I'm also going to extend the legs, because you can do that with the gorilla. However, the gorilla is going to end up looking upwards. So what I do is I kind of make a bendy thing over here. Still, I like it. The dinosaur is still taller. Megatron is still taller, and that is correct. That is how it should be. Let me put these a little back. I feel like, yeah, my tripod, I have to work with my tripod here. But yes, there we go. Yes, sir. Let's see if he can ride Megatron. Oops. Let's see if he can do that. But yes, you can apparently have Beast Wars Optimus Prime, if you're careful, to be able to ride Megatron. Yeah, something like that. That's funny. But yeah, you can have something like that. Let me try and stabilize this. Okay, hopefully my... Oh! Alright. If I'm very careful, you can have a Beast Wars... Oh! Well, you can. I'm just not as careful, and I can't be because I have this position in front of me. But you can do that. You can. And if you're curious, you can also see him riding Cheetor. Oh my god, not you too. Alright, Cheetor. And I think that's pretty cool. Okay, let's come to articulation. So as you see here, we have the arms here, and this is going to be the same case for robot mode. Well, not necessarily, because there is this part that changes everything. Well, not necessarily, but you can turn this 360. You can also turn this 360, these portions of the arm and shoulder. But that's about it. Well, no, that's not true. You can do a 90 degrees like this and then still turn it 360. You can make it like that or move it like this if you think this is a better form of a gorilla. You can do that. Yes, sir. Okay, now the next part is legs. Legs can go at around, I think, 90 degrees at most, or more than that, but less than 180. Now, if you pop this open and put it back there, then you can, but I'm not gonna do that yet. Okay, and you can only do it like, you can only move the legs like this for now. That doesn't mean it's the opposite direction, but in case of the gorilla, yeah, it has to be for the transformation reasons. Now, before I transform him, let's look at the details one more time. As you can see here, we have a gorilla. We got these hazelnut orange looking eyes with black pupils, or maybe it's the other way around. Here we have white ears. We have a silver chest. You know, we have some furry looking coating here. Furry looking coat, like it's actually just plastic, but looks like fur. Very nice, very artistic. I really like it. Now, we do also have a screw peck in here. I never unscrewed this thing. I don't know what it does, if you ask me. Now let's go for the transformation. What you do is open this very lightly. Treat this portion of the figure very lightly. Open this, unpack these two, and you'll see this going up here. Now this thing can break. I see some pictures of this thing getting broken, so you want to be careful with that. There are these two swords in the back and some weapons, but I'll get to them later. Now we have clearance over here, so what you can do is rotate this 360. Look how close it is, the leg with the sword, but still it doesn't hit each other, which is really nice. That's very nice engineering. And then you want to fold these legs up like that. Fold these legs up like that. And in the show, for some reason, instead of using the gorilla toes, they use these robot toes. That was in the show, and they decided to do that here too. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. And you are 50% done over here. Next, what you want to do is fold these open. Fold these open. Mind you, when you fold these, you kind of alter some articulation with the arms. They change, but not too much. There is this automorph scheme over here. If you open this, you will see that the gorilla face will go automatically down. In my case, I turned my Optimus Primal's head like this, because if it was like this, it's not gonna fully close in my case. So that's why, maybe in your case it's different, but here is Optimus Primal's head. Looks really nice. The mouth is kind of pink and purple instead of blue, how it was originally, but well, we'll come to that later. But here is Optimus Primal. We have him in robot mode. Very nice. I think he looks perfect, man. I like it. Like I said, the other versions of this guy, the shorter version, has this portions in white and red, but in this case it's silver and red. I like the white and red better, but I also appreciate this too. You know, one thing I like about Beast Wars is there is no blue eyes or red eyes for Autobots or Decepticons. In this case, we have them differently. Everyone has their own eye color. And you know what? I appreciate that. I think that looks cool. I think that's pretty cool, you know. You don't make it obvious who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Of course, there's Maximum Predacon, but I appreciate the uniqueness. I kind of find it very cool that an Optimus Prime, a good guy, but also red eyes. I think that's pretty cool. Now we'll go to articulation. Well, before we do that, let's just look at the detail again. As we said, we have some metallic portions here. On the foot, we also have some metallic things, and like this hook over here, which is really cool. We have these robot toes. We have this metallic thing. We have the arms over here now. Yeah, before we go to articulation, I'm not going to share so much about that. The hands are the same as a gorilla. The head detail and the chest detail is really nice. You have this silver chest and the circle in the middle. Now the pelvis is detailed. In this case, it was just a gorilla's pelvis, but now we have these blue dots and things like that. We have Optimus Primal's nice looking head. Red eyes. The mouth is supposed to be blue, but whatever. It should be the same color as this one, but you know what, still good. We have the blue helmet and these spiky things. They did have like these black eyelashes or something like that, but red eyes. And neck, I think, is kind of on a ball joint. I have no idea. I mean, yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I can just move it around like a ball joint, so I'm guessing it is. I don't think it's a removable ball joint. Once you remove that, that thing is broken probably. But yeah, very nice, very well detailed action figure. It doesn't stop from there, but we'll get more to it later. Let's go with articulation. So these things kind of limit some articulation, but at the same time create new articulation. You can turn these 360 degrees, but it's going to get some stress over here. Well, not stress marks, but like it's going to fight with that portion of the body. You can now turn the arms to go up and down, and one of the swords fell down. I'll come to that later. You can now, this time you can have like this part. You can't, that wasn't available before because now it's going to hit this, but now you have that ability. You can still turn this 360. You can still go up and down with this. Oops, oh man. And then what else you can do? I think that's about it. I think that's about the arms. The legs, now in a different case, you can turn this now 180 degrees. Why? Because we have clearance now. You can bend this at maximum 90 degrees. You can have him do something like this. Get some cool poses. And I believe there is some waist articulation also. Head articulation, you can turn this 360 degrees. You can also go up and down. And then now we're done with articulation. Let's go for some extra abilities this guy has. You can flip this open. But to take off the sword, you'll see that there are two swords here. This one just popped out, but I don't know how it did. But the thing is, to get this sword out, you have to get the missiles out of here. So in order for you to do that, you have to lift these first by getting the gorilla butt all the way down, because you can't get these out without with this folded. So then you fold it, then you open it again, and then you take this off. You see these two peg holes over there, 1 and 2. This is how it goes in right there, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's close this, and as you can see, we have these missile launchers that Optimus Prime would use as in jet mode. As you can see here, there is some jet gimmicks over there, like, well, not gimmicks, but like details, like as you can see, like these fiery portions, or the fuel nozzles. I don't know how to say it. I need to get a dictionary, English one. All these years, I'm still terrible with the language. But anyway, we got these nice missiles, nice bazooka-looking missiles, very nice. You usually see them like this when he flies up in the sky, whoosh, something like that. And also, you also have missiles stored in here. You can put these all the way in the back over there, and you have like some red missiles. I don't think in the show it was red. It was actually more of this color, the dark color, but they made it red, I guess. And you have these missiles. They pop up like that. When you open it, it's pop up. When you want to close it, they probably pop down. But very nice. This guy is packed with weapons, man. Like already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons. Now we'll put on the swords. To put on the sword, you want to use this middle portion, I think. You can also use this other portion here, this over there. I saw in some figures that you can actually combine these two, but I don't think in this figure I don't think you can do that. Probably another Optimus Primal figure. You can either use this part, the first peg, to make them hold the sword. I usually use the second peg. And what you do is you get this peg and you put them over there. I don't know what this hole is for. If we can even use this. Can this actually fit in here? Can this? No, it can't. But I use the middle peg. Remember, I'm not trying hard enough for these parts, but I use the middle peg and I connect that. In this case, you can also make it like a dagger. You can put this middle portion. Oh, sorry, I can't answer that right now. But you can use this middle portion and plug this over here. And you have Optimus with all his 6 weapons. Like a Black Ops soldier. Yeah, yes sir. Look at that man. I mean, look at that bot. Crazy. He's ready to slice and dice. I will now do some action figure comparisons with Megatron and Cheetor, and you'll be shocked at how cool he looks. And here they are. Here is a size comparison with the action figures I have reviewed so far, and what I'm currently reviewing. First thing I can say, to the right we have Megatron, and the size comparisons here are very, very, very accurate compared to the show. It makes sense that a gorilla is a lot smaller than a dinosaur, or something that transforms into a gorilla is smaller compared to something that transforms into a dinosaur. I like this. I think they look very well together. Unfortunately, on the left, I mean, unless this was Tigatron, maybe it would make sense, but Cheetor, of course, was not as big as Optimus Primal. But it definitely beats, I mean, the comparison here definitely beats there. I mean, I don't really mind, actually, that much. I just need my Megatron bigger than my Optimus Primal. That Ultra Class Optimus Primal was too intimidating for me. But what you can also do is, if you're that desperate, is you can do some cheat over here, you know, like you can bend his legs, do something like that. Alright, we have something here. But nah, you don't have to do that. I really don't mind, honestly. But we have the figures over here. I think they all look perfect together. I like it. But now we'll go back to transforming this guy back to the gorilla. Alright everybody, let's transform this guy back to a gorilla. So what I would do is take these swords out. Okay, so as we have left this like that before, we take the swords and make sure it's, we make sure the sword is facing this way, like that, where it's like a U in the first portion, and you put it like this. Ugh. Sorry about my tripod. Make sure it's U, and you see these 2 holes? You want to slot them in like that. Slot them in, and they will fit perfectly. You push it in a little bit, and now it's kind of sturdy in there. You want to do the same thing in this side. There we go. And now, the next thing you want to do is close this first. There. Put some pressure on it, and then we can put the weapons, slide them all the way down like this. Then you want to make sure you straighten all this out. You know, if you have this open, you can close it or keep it open. Actually, that doesn't really alter anything. If you want it open during his gorilla mode, you can do that too. What you want to do is close these, straighten these legs out, press these up, press this up. Yeah, let's open these again. I keep doing these mistakes. Open that again. Make sure you turn this around first, then you close it. You can do it while this is closed, but you're gonna actually no, you can't do that. It'll make some problems. But we're almost done. Swap these around. flip them like that, and then I recommend you twist the head first so you can get the gorilla portion back up here, because when you don't do that, this head won't close in. So instead, you turn this head around like that, and then you put it in like here, and help with the automorph. Sometimes the automorph does need your help, and then put it in, and you see the head is able to fit in this time, I think. Well, it's alright, there we go. And then you can fold these, and then you have a gorilla. Very nice. Beautiful figure. Oh man, I didn't even know this was turned around this whole time, man. Okay. There. Oh, man, come on, don't do this to me. Alright, there we go, guys. That was Optimus Primal review. Telemocha. I love this figure. I think this figure is awesome. I had definitely a fun time animating this figure. The hardest figure to animate in my collection so far is Megatron, but Optimus Primal and Cheetor, they're pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, in the robot mode, maybe I didn't go through it too much. Sometimes this guy's a little top heavy, but it's these things still help out with the posability. Now Megatron, on the other hand, that guy's flimsy. It's like a domino, but I still like him. I rate this guy 10 out of 10. I like him. I don't know, I'm too optimistic or something. I don't know, maybe I like my figures. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my stop motion in the beginning. I make it for you. I make it for me. I make it for everybody. Thank you for 50 subscribers. Means much to me. I'm happy I'm able to show 50 people or more that these figures are awesome. And that's about it. Have a safe one, everybody. I know nowadays things are kind of dangerous. But yeah, man, stay healthy, guys. Shout out to Bling McQueen. Even though that guy, he has a very successful YouTube channel, but I was listening to some of his videos about Roblox while I was doing the stop motion. While I have this black screen, by the way, in every stop motion I have, I always open this black screen on YouTube, and in the background I have some Bling McQueen open, or some other documentaries about elephant seals or such. But anyway, I yapped that I yapped too much. All right, guys, goodbye. Mwah.